As Corey just talked about, junk fees plans are short-term health insurances that are supposed to provide a few months of temporary coverage for people who are moving from one plan to another. But the prior administration, before me, decided to let insurance companies make more money by selling junk plans that are up to 3 years long. Americans thought they were buying temporary insurance that would provide real coverage in those plans. Instead, many have been saddled with thousands of dollars in medical bills these junk fees don't cover. And I think it's outrageous. There are two main ways junk fees stick you with the high bills. The one way you just heard from Corey. He needed emergency surgery.
$75, and couples are due $500. The size of the rebate cannot be bigger than the taxpayer's tax liability. New Mexico residents can also look forward to upcoming rebates, and the New Mexico governor says the latest round of rebates will go out in mid-June. Thanks to a bill passed by lawmakers during the 2023 session, New Mexico residents who had previously filed taxes will get another round of rebates. Single tax filers will get $500, married couples, heads of households, and surviving spouses will get $1,000. Taxpayers who use direct deposit when filing will get the latest round of rebate checks very fast. But those who are in 2021 New Mexico income tax returns will get an automatic rebate. If you don't even file 2021 returns but still want to, you have until May 23rd to do this done. And now New Jersey residents are still waiting for their state relief payments and can expect to receive them soon. Nearly a month after the first property tax rebate payments are sent out, the process is winding down as the State Department of Treasury works through the remainder of the application to issue payments. A spokesperson confirmed that the Treasury Department has already issued nearly 1 million payments. And now, officials announced last month that the first batch of payments will be made to residents who signed up for direct deposit. More than 8,000 New Jersey taxpayers opted for direct deposit, and this program is an updated version of the Homestead Benefit Property Tax Relief Program. The governor first announced the program in 2023, just to help so many people in New Jersey out. Good news, everybody. The Biden administration is here, and they're taking action. The White House launched a new relief program. Millions of low income will be able to claim extra financial aid, and this may be worth thousands of dollars for many. The Biden administration has already launched a two-pronged effort to help America's troubled tenants. It's redistributing nearly $700 million in emergency rent relief to the neediest areas and has unveiled a White House blueprint for a renter's Bill of Rights, which is a comprehensive plan for tackling housing and affordability issues. Some experts say this is enough, as millions of Americans struggle with the cost of housing. Though rents were down in January for a fifth consecutive month, the average 0.3% decline kept rental prices far above the pre-crisis levels. Today's national median rent is around $1,300, up by a sizable 20% from 2 years ago. Officials are trying to provide relief to 19 million American households, and they are rent burdened by this, and Congress has created an emergency rental assistance program just to help Americans make their rent payments and avoid eviction. During the initial 6 months of this, households have received relief and got an average of $400 to $800 each. This year, the Treasury Department announced it was replenishing the program with $700 million reallocated funds for struggling renters. The money will be distributed through 89 state and local agencies with high demonstrated need, and these funds can cover up to 18 months of rent back, utilities, and moving costs, among other rent-related expenses. The Emergency Rental Assistance Program was the first nationwide eviction prevention program. It helped approximately 1 million people stay in their homes at the height of the crisis, and many people say that the eviction moratorium and emergency rental assistance funds run out. More permanent solutions are needed. The Biden administration has a chance to fix this with a Renter's Bill of Rights to be promoted to the federal agencies. It'll help out people who are in need of money. It'll help out people who are in need of stimulus. But so far, our tax package in Massachusetts is centered around the child and family care credit. And this is for people under 13, people with disabilities, and senior dependents above 65 years old. It combines two interrelated existing benefits while removing the cap on dependents and increasing the benefits too. It helps out many people who are in need. Now, Mary Johnson, an analyst for an organization, said those figures could be slightly higher if inflation runs hot in the coming months, with a possible cost of an increase of 11.4%. If inflation cools, the 2023 increase may be only 9.8%. However, the downside trends is that it may still not be enough to cover seniors.
It reduces the deficit, which is what contributes to national debt, by $700 billion.
Are stimulus checks going to be sent out immediately? Well, there has been new released information on $2,000 stimulus checks. The lawmakers are now negotiating on $100 stimulus payments. The gas prices are soaring nationwide, and AAA reports that the national average cost of a gallon of gas hit $5.16 as of June 14th. This is the all-time record high price, and since many people cannot eliminate gasoline usage or even significantly cut down their fuel costs, these surging prices have hit hard. As a result, lawmakers are naturally considering ways to provide relief, including potentially sending out another stimulus payment. Proposals to help the public cope with gas prices exist at the federal level as well as in some states. One plan put forth on the federal level, for example, is called the Gas Rebate Act of 2022. It would provide a monthly rebate during any month when the national average cost of gas is $4 or more. The rebate would last through the end of 2022 and would total $100 per adult and per dependent for single filers earning less than $75,000 or joint filers earning less than $150,000. It would phase out at higher income levels, with single filers getting no rebate once their income topped $80,000. And married joint filers losing the rebate with an income of $160,000 or higher. Now, state plans exist in certain locations because in early June, for example, North Carolina Democrats put forth a plan to send money to residents via check or debit card. The money would come in the form of a $200 rebate to North Carolina residents and would be available by October 1st to anyone who is 18 or over. Now, this is a bit different from the past stimulus checks that have come from the federal government because those were able to be deposited into people's bank accounts if they provided the information, and while these payments would come in the form of a debit card or check only. So the child tax credit in 2022 will return to conditions offered by the IRS before the American Rescue Plan expanded it. The amount of the credit is smaller and eligibility is more. Generally, if your refund is delayed more than 45 days, the IRS will pay interest on the total. Starting July 1st, the interest increases from 4 to 5% compounded daily. There are numerous reasons the agency has fallen behind, including being short-staffed, still needing to catch up from 2020's backlog, and accounting for tax changes made in crisis stimulus legislation. Additionally, it may take longer for agents to process paper returns and those with errors, which they need to do by hand. Before the filing season even began, IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick told lawmakers that the IRS predicted that returns would be delayed this year, but the backlog should be cleared by the end of the year. So you may be able to receive money from the IRS if you don't receive your return by the mandated due date. As returns pile up at the IRS, millions of taxpayers are experiencing refund delays beyond the standard 21-day turnaround for electronically filed returns with a direct deposit refund. If you did not receive a refund within 45 days of filing, the IRS is obligated to pay you interest for each additional day. The second quarter return is an acceptable interest return of 4%, and interest compounds daily. And according to Newsbreak, in 2020, almost 14 million taxpayers received interest payments on $18 on average. However, if you receive interest on your refund, it is taxable and will require filing out a form on your 2020 tax return for interest payments more than $10. So as the IRS is quick to point out on its website, many delays are also due to corrections to returns involving government assistance programs like the Enhanced Child Tax Credit, the Recovery Rebate Credit, and the Earned Income Tax Credit. The IRS has just released a new announcement that would affect millions of Americans.